Hey, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to share with you a few dreams that I believe are geared towards the nation of America. And I'm not normally the kind of person that has these kind of dreams. Anyways, I'm going to share those with you. Now, this video may be a little longer than what I'm used to posting, but just bear with me. I'm going to try and get through it as quick as possible. So these three dreams came from my wife, my grandfather, and me. So we each had a dream. And my wife had the dream first, and we were praying and seeking for confirmation of what she had. And then my grandfather shared with me his dream. And that same night I had a dream. Now, I will go in order that the dreams were had. So my wife's dreams first. Just to preface, she is super prophetic. There have been countless times that she has had a dream that was about a situation that either we were going through, friends or family were going through, and it was spot on. And there have been multiple dreams that she has had about future events that were taking place, and they were spot on as well. So she is very prophetic, whether she likes to admit it or not. So for her to have this dream, I think it means something. But her dream was this: there were a mass amount of people with her. It was like a huge crowd, she said. And in this dream, they were all moving into a building. Everybody was going into a building. Now, this building, she described, looked like a cat, like the Sphinx in Egypt. And she said everybody was going in at the foot of this building that looked like a cat. And on the foot, everyone kept saying, oh, it says 1701, the number's 1701. And everybody was happy, relaxed, peaceful, celebrating, going into this building. But she says as soon as she got up to that entrance spot, she looked at the letters or the numbers, and it was 1609. So she was kind of confused, and she looked around. She was like, no, this says 1609. Where's everybody getting 1701? And more people coming in realized, oh, it does say 1609. And then once the word started to get around that it said 1609 and not 1701, everybody started to panic, trying to get out of this building. And the doors kept slamming shut so no one could leave. And that was it. She woke up. So first thing to me, I'm going to leave these dreams kind of not open to interpretation, but I'm going to kind of point out the symbolism of what I believe everything means. And then kind of you can take it from there. You can leave it in the comments what you think the dream means. Pray about it, all that good stuff. Anyways, her dream, a mass of people going into this cat-like building that represented like a sphinx. So typically a cat would represent deception in the dream. It being a shape of a cat, like a building where she felt like it was a sphinx in Egypt. Egypt would represent a time of bondage in a sense, especially biblically, I believe. Interesting enough, the numbers 1609 and 1701 really stand out because the first settlement in North America was Jamestown in 1607. In 1609, the Native Americans started to go into war with the settlers. And 1609 was named the starvation time, the starvation period, or the starving period. And that went on for 100 years almost. 1701, the Indians pulled away because they saw the settlers grow. They saw the colonies start to expand, and they moved west because they thought that it was too big for them to handle. And 1701 represents a time of peace. So interesting enough that everybody coming into this place of deception thinking it was a time of peace, quickly to realize it was not a time of peace, that they were deceived and this was actually a starving period. Now, we were praying about this dream and we were thinking, well, Lord, you have to show us some confirmation. We believe that that's what this dream is meaning, that there are mass amounts of people being deceived as if it were a time of peace, but really it's a starving time. If you could confirm this, please confirm it. So my grandfather, 2 days later, we were out at lunch and he spoke about a dream. Now my grandfather, out of the 32 years that I've known him, has never been the one to dream, and if he has been, he never shares these dreams with anybody. So for him to share a dream after we've been praying for confirmation about Bethany's dream, I figured it was going to be something that we needed to hear. And his dream was short and simple. He said, I had a dream that I was riding down the road and I looked out the window and I saw two men, fighting over a sweet potato. And he goes, I don't know what that means, but I just figured I'd share it. To me, I was floored already because I knew exactly what that meant. The fact that he was riding down the road and he saw two men fighting over a sweet potato. A sweet potato meaning people were fighting over food, in a sense, when Bethany had just had this dream about a starvation period. But also the sweet potato represents peace. So men were fighting over peace. Humanity was fighting over peace through this time. And that brings me to my dream, the third dream, which was the same night after my grandfather had told me about his dream. My dream, when I dream, I don't normally dream much. I'm an occasional dreamer, but when I do dream, it's always something that I know is from the Lord, because it's always confirming something, or it's a very blatant word from the Lord. But in this dream, me, my wife, and my kids were all in this neighborhood. Now this neighborhood was like a older neighborhood, like a Riverside. If you're in the Jacksonville, you know what the Riverside, Avondale area looks like, or a Springfield. It's just a historic neighborhood. And we were at somebody's house. People were around. It was like almost just like a festival, in a sense, like a block party, I would call it. And we were at this person's house, and I felt like we were consoling him for something, and I wasn't sure really what we were consoling him for. I think he had lost his dog or something. But I heard this noise, and it sounded like if you drop something in a fryer, you frying chicken, it had that shh sound, or if you had lit a bunch of sparklers and they were just kind of burning, just that sound. And I heard that, and all of a sudden lightning storm started striking the earth. And me and my family, me and my wife, we grabbed our kids and we started running back to our house. Now we weren't in fear, but we were trying to get back to a place of safety, and everybody was running around us frantic, and lightning was striking everywhere. And so we finally got back to our house, got on our porch, and I still heard this burning sound. And when I looked up into the sky, if you've seen The Avengers or Doctor Strange, how he makes this like sparkle circle, in a sense, and he can travel through different times, different areas, different places, like teleporting. I looked up, and it was that in the sky, a huge one, a huge circle of sparks going around, and it was a huge hole. And as I'm looking up, there is chaos going around me, and me and my wife and our kids were peaceful, and we're looking up at what's going on, and all of a sudden this huge skull, flaming skull, comes emerging out of this hole. And as I'm looking at this skull, out of my peripheral is a huge TV screen, and it's a green screen. So to me, the green screen, and that was it, I woke up, but to me the green screen represents something being portrayed as reality, as a video guy, I know that when I put a green screen on, I can make the background look like whatever I want it to look like, and make it look like something else is somewhere else than where it really is. So to me, the TV screen represented a deception and a distraction, because I felt as if people weren't seeing what I was seeing, but they were seeing what was on the TV screen, not knowing that there was actually something worse coming. So those are the dreams that I had. I believe they are for America in the season that we're in. And if you feel like you have any interpretation on these dreams, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you think I'm a wacko, that's fine. Leave it in the comments. But if this resonates with you, if you feel like this is definitely something that is geared towards America in the season that we're in, or a season that we're coming to, I just encourage you to pray into it, pray through it, so that you would have discernment on how to act, how to carry yourself, what to do. Because I believe we're coming into a time where it's going to be a serious time for America, even for Christians in America. That's one thing I didn't really feel, though, in all three of these dreams. We didn't get from the Lord that this was a place or a dream for the church body, but we felt like it was a dream for America, the nation as a whole. Anyways, guys, I hope that some of this makes sense. If not, I'm just being obedient, because I believe the Lord wants me to release these dreams that were had, and I believe that the interpretations that we received are showing us that there is something happening that's more deceiving than what we think, and that there's something greater happening that is just deceptive and deceiving. And I'm just releasing this as a warning to people that please just open your eyes to the Lord and ask the Lord what it is that you're supposed to be doing in this time, so that you are not deceived or distracted or frantic and chaotic in what seems to be a chaotic time. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. God bless you.